This interview is, of course, being done in different segments. We're going through it because we want to get the whole story out. So if you're listening to this and you're just joining us, you want to check back on the site. It's not edited into one nice package yet. It's in bits and pieces. But we are sitting here with a person who was involved in a story that's at the top of the Baltimore Spectator right now. It involves a man who lost his life yesterday in a domestic violence incident. We're talking with the woman who was in a very unfortunate situation, and at some point there were a few options left, and we'll tell you what happened if you haven't read the story yet. Where we last left off before we had to reset for the purpose of this recording, she was drug out of her house after a vicious fight. She was punched multiple times.
I was hit in the face with a brick.
Hit in the face with a brick. And now we're out on the street and you're being forced into a car.
Yeah.
Attempted.
Right.
And there was another individual here, a driver.
Yeah, it was a driver. He was a white guy. And I was standing at the driver's side, and Sean was on the passenger side at the back with the car door open. And because I just kept running, and I said, I don't want to get in the car. Please don't make me get in the car. Just don't make me get in the car. And I asked the white man, I was like, I don't even know you. What did I ever do to you? And he was like, I'm just a hack. You gonna let him put me in this car, and I don't want to? And Sean said, you got 5 seconds to get the fuck in the car. And when he said that, I took off running across the street. Sean came behind me. I had to look to see how close he was. When I looked, that's when the brick came, and he busted me in my forehead with that brick. So
you turn around and there's a brick flying right in your face.
Right at my face. He pulled it out of his hoodie pocket. He had on a blue hoodie at this point and some black jeans where he changed his clothes somewhere. So he hit me with the brick. I had to stop, and I grabbed my eyes because at this point I wasn't feeling no pain because my adrenaline and everything was just I was just trying to get away. So I grabbed my eyes or whatever. You see, I wear glasses. I grabbed my eyes and everything.
And I see your glasses are broken.
Mm-hmm.
They're temporarily repaired with some tape. Is that from the incident?
Yeah, I can't see at all with vinyl, so that's why I had to tape them up back together. But I grabbed my eyes, and then that's when other people grabbed Sean, but it was like
911 hasn't came yet.
They haven't came yet, and I already had called them, and Sean had in the house. He had took the phone and threw the phone to the wall.
So you don't have the phone anymore?
The phone right here.
No, I mean at that point in the story.
I didn't have the phone.
But
I didn't
you
have
were on
nothing.
the line with 911 when he took the phone.
Mm-hmm. And he threw the phone into the wall.
Just want to clarify that part. Okay.
And that's when he started dragging me outside. But they got some of it on the recording.
Well, I'm sure, yeah.
They could hear me screaming, saying, no, I didn't do nothing, please. And he just was hitting me. But like I said, he threw the brick and it hit me in my face. I had to feel my eyes. So I had stopped, and some guys and stuff out there, they grabbed him. But Sean was too strong for him. It's like he had so much coke. You can tell he was so zooted. He didn't look the same.
He was coked out?
He was coked out. He was too strong for them, and he just grabbed me. He just grabbed me and just started punching me. And I probably got about 3, 4, 93, probably like 2, 3 feet away from the car. I knew once he had me in the car, I was done. But while he grabbing me and he hit me, he said, "Don't think it's just you, bitch," and just kept hitting me. And we call our daughter Pookie Bear, or sometimes we call her Bear for short. He said, "Bear fucking days is numbered too," and I got Dolores faded. Talk about my mother.
But he said number 2, as in, I guess he means everybody is.
He considered, because his family abandoned him. It could be for good purposes or whatever. I don't know. But I know all the time that I've dealt with Sean, we've never interacted with his family. He talked to his brother on the phone. I believe his name is Tyrone. He talked to him on the phone for about a month, and that was it. Sean's mother is passed away. Sean's mother was murdered, killed, and that's the story that I know. Sean's mother was killed.
What do you know about that? What's the background behind his mom being killed?
His mother was killed, and basically it was because of Sean and his brother. She was shot in the head. Sean was in I do know for a fact that Sean was in a witness protection program. This is when I was 19. I'm 25 now. He was in the witness protection program. They put him in a hotel and gave him a job and everything because I was staying there with him. But they didn't know that I was staying there with him.
Now, you mentioned off the air that he was involved in gang activity at some point.
He was BGF.
Well, can we get to the point where the brick hitter and what happened at?
Oh yeah. But we want to keep the background in it. But yeah, we're gonna jump back to it.
He was the head of BGF, Black Gorilla Family. He was a comrade.
Okay.
He also was a comrade. So when the brick hit me in my face, like I said, I grabbed my face, and he just was punching me and said that about my daughter and my mother, and I just got like 2-3 feet away from the car. I just knew when I got in the car, it was done. I ain't had no phone. I ain't have nothing. I just knew that was the end right there. That was my last moment breathing or anything. So I didn't want. I just had to. I just started stabbing. Him, and then that's when all of a sudden the police come speeding out from Rose Street, and I ran from him because he ran. And when he started running, the same white female that said that she was worried about me, she jumped out her car and drew her gun. And she said, I said, get down, stop where you are. He said, I ain't going nowhere, and was still running. But it was obvious that he wasn't going to get away because it was so many officers out there. And she said, I said, get down. And he just dropped to the ground. When he dropped to the ground, I thought Sean was just obeying the officer because he dropped to the ground. But when he dropped to the ground, he was dead. He was dead, but it was like, I was just telling myself, like, no, he's just laying there. He's just laying there. And then, like, they started putting yellow tape and stuff around, and they had me sitting on the curb. But I knew Sean wasn't dead. He wasn't dead. So, because I saw him running. So how could he be dead if I saw him running? They took me to the headquarters, and they sat me down, and they put me in a room that had a bed and a bench. Like, they made me feel real comfortable and everything. But when I was only there for a total of 6 hours, when we went into interim room 7, they was talking to me about what happened, and they said, do you have anything that you want to ask us? And I waived my rights for attorney because I didn't need one. I was going to tell the truth. I'm not a liar, and I'm not a bad person at all. So I asked him, where's Sean at? And he was like, Sean is deceased or whatever. And then I just like, I killed my daughter, father.
Let's take a break.
How I'm going to explain that to my daughter? He didn't deserve to die. I'm real remorseful about what happened, but it was like he was going to hurt me and not me. It was our daughter. I know plenty of times you see on a movie where a guy done killed the wife and killed the kids. Even the white man killed his kids. He drowned them in a tub. That couldn't be me. That couldn't be me or my daughter. Sean just needed to go. Sean just needed to go, and he just needed to stop. Even though he gone, he's still here. I still feel his presence. I feel him touching me and everything.
I want to point out something that you mentioned here. You had this knife hidden on you through all the struggle. The whole time he was punching you, he slapped you with the brick.
I
all
never
those things.
let it go.
But you didn't use it either.
I just was.
Even though he was doing all those things to you, this was not until the very last moment when you felt you had no other option.
I told the police that after he busted out the window the first time he hit me with the brick, Because he hit me with a brick twice, I said, I've been running for years. I've been running. I can't run no more, so I'm going to have to use myself as a bait for y'all to get him because y'all not going to get him. He good at what he do. And he definitely is. I'm from Pasadena, Maryland. I've moved from Pasadena to Brooklyn, from Brooklyn to Bridgeview, from Bridgeview to Seaman, from Seaman to Gwen Oak, Maryland, from Gwen Oak, Maryland to the Emerson Avenue area, and then over to East Baltimore.
Now, all these moves were to try to avoid him, to stay one step ahead of him?
He finds me every time. He finds me. There's no hiding from him. He only been here for like the last 7 or 8 months, but before
Where was he before that?
I don't know. The last time I saw him, my daughter was 8 months old. He finds me every single time.
Now, you said you were at the homicide headquarters downtown for 6 hours, and obviously you're here with me the next day, and we spoke last night, so you were not charged.
No, they charged it. They saw on camera.
It's on camera?
Yeah. It's on camera 7-Eleven. I heard the homicide detective say that. He said, we got camera 7-Eleven where the incident happened. So they can look at the night before they saw me out there on the camera running. They can go in back and look at that. Then they see Sean getting stabbed up. They saw the whole thing on the camera. And the detective said, I wouldn't be right here talking to you if I didn't believe you. If I didn't believe everything was going on. They couldn't even give me another order of ex parte, protection order, because I already had one out on him.
Yeah, you told me that you had one out.
They wasn't going to give me another one.
You told me you had one out, and as a matter of fact, in a strange bit of irony, you were supposed to appear in court on Monday in relation for this TRO, this temporary restraining order. Now, obviously, I guess the date is still there.
He knew that it was Monday.
So just couple days before the scheduled court appearance that for this restraining order, because you were fearful of him, here it is, he's attacking you.
He wasn't going to stop. He wasn't going to go away. It was until I wasn't breathing no more. He done said it. If I can't have you, nobody can't have you. And ain't no another nigga coming around my kid.
So would it be fair to say that you feared for your life?
Yes. I always been scared of Sean.
It sounds like he threatened your family too.
I never told him that I was scared of him.
You think he knew?
Yeah, he knew, because sometimes he would tell me like, I'm not going to do nothing to you. I'm not going to hurt you. I love you and stuff like that. But then you will bust my head, or you will put a gun in my head. When I was 7 months pregnant with our daughter, he took a gun to my mother's house and said, Miss Dolores, I'm going to kill your daughter. She tried to talk him out of it.
While you were pregnant? What was the reason then?
I don't even know. I don't even know the reason. But I know when I came out of a house.
Did he ever receive any counseling or psychiatric care in his life that you know of?
That I know of, no.
Like maybe after his mother was killed?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Because, I mean, I'm just trying to understand, at that point, you're pregnant carrying his child, and he takes a gun to your mom's house to threaten your life.
Yeah, but he left there, and he already know where I hang out at, and he came up there and put the guns in my head and said he was going to shoot me, and everybody yelled, oh my God, he got a gun. But this one guy named Mike, he was so brave, and Mike, I just spoke to him, and that was just it. Mike was about to get in his car, but he was so brave, he took and pushed Sean down on the ground. Sean was high, cracked up again. When he pushed Sean on the ground, he pushed him in like a puddle of water that had mud and stuff in it. And I jumped. I was getting ready to walk home. I jumped in Mike's car, and Mike pulled off, and we went like, I say about 20-something blocks, and we hid. Just hid in the car for it to die down. For him to calm down or whatever.
You know, this story is disturbing on a lot of levels, but I'll share with you a story that I covered very recently, only about a month ago, where a young lady and her 4-year-old son were shot
in the basement.
And it's very similar to your situation.
In the basement.
In your situation, you weren't shot, but it's the same thing. The baby's father came, and there was an argument, a commotion.
And he killed his son too.
No, the one I'm talking about, they survived.
They did.
But he opened fire on these people. It's the same type of thing just a month ago, right here in Baltimore. So, you know, these domestic violence situations are some of the worst kind.
When you suspect it, you gotta get out. Don't think for one moment that it's gonna get better, because it's just gonna get worse, and it's gonna end up like this. I can't even look at my hands. I can't even look at my hands. I feel like I don't want my hands no more, but I just gotta stand strong for my daughter, because if my daughter ain't got me, it's nobody left. There's nobody left. I may have my mother or my brother, but ain't nothing better than her mother, or her parents. When I told Yvonne, when I was explaining, I said, Daddy is gone. Daddy going to heaven with God. He's not coming back. My daughter 5, she said, Mom, Sean was never my father. Sean was never my father.
For a 5-year-old to say something like that it says a lot.
She would sit there. I would be crying. My daughter would rub my face and say, Mom, it's okay. You got to sacrifice. And she is.
The 5-year-old?
She just turned 5 Saturday.
Wow.
She just turned 5. And it's like the whole time I just feel like my Lord and Savior was just talking to me. I just wasn't listening. I just wasn't listening.
Have you heard from anyone from his family since this happened?
No.
Okay, were you ever in communication with them before this?
No. His sister Dana, I know she live around the corner. She supposedly live around the corner from me somewhere, but she know where I live at, but I don't know where she live at. And she got I counted 5, 4 or 5 kids, and all of them should be under the age of 7. So I just know about Dana because she used to come to the shop and get money from us to help feed her kids and stuff. And then I say it's too much.
And what about his mother? She was killed years ago. What about his father? Do we know anything about him?
He supposed to be a cab driver and got a couple cabs or whatever.
Okay, so he does have a father in the area.
But he couldn't even go to his father's house to get his insurance card. He can sit there and talk on the phone with his father, but his father never even met my daughter.
There wasn't a very close relationship there?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like Sean came to me about 7 or 8 months ago, and he only had the clothes on his back. He was homeless. Shoes was ranked down and everything. Where was his family at then? Where was they at? Why should I only have this burden of trying to help this man?
Yeah,
where were y'all? Okay, now, y'all cut him off, maybe for good reason or whatever, but I just don't want them to judge me or try to react on me for what I did. They knew him as a person, and I know they did. That's why they cut him off. They knew him as a person, and they knew what type of actions he are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
So don't penalize me for trying to save my life. It was either me or him at that point.
Okay, well, I think this is probably a good point to end this on. Unless if there's anything more you want to get on the record, feel free to
I want to tell Michelle, Tyrone, Dana, all of them, I'm sorry, but he was going to hurt me and my daughter. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I can't take it back. But I know if they was put into the same situation, they would have did the same thing. The police just didn't come there in time. Because I would rather let him beat on me and burn some time until the police come. Because I knew he had those 7 years to back up. Because he was already on probation for me. But for the gun, unlawful contact, 4 years probation, 3 years suspended. So I knew he would get locked up and violate probation. In that 7 years, that'll give me some time to move. I can't keep on jumping up and moving like a gypsy. I'm sorry. And whoever is in an abusive relationship, don't think for 1 minute it's going to stop or it's going to get better. That is not love. That is obsession. That is control. You know, that anger turned into rage. Whether you did anything or not, who knows whose fault it is. But just get out of it. Because you can end up like me. I'm 25 years old and I got somebody's blood on my hands. And not just any old body, it's somebody that helped me conceive a child.
Again, that my sitting here with us and sharing the story with us.
Hard times in the city, in a hard time ain't nowhere to run to, ain't nothing here.
We're gonna discuss that in another episode when we. It's gonna be an ongoing thing. I wrote one article about it, but I wanted this installment to voice. Folks, thank you for listening. This is James MacArthur. I'll catch you. You know the number to reach me, 410-205-6397. That's NEWS. Until now, always asking you to remember to be well, be blessed, and
my sister saying it, my little brother Ray, by a big old wagon to haul us all away. Live out in the country where the